200 Antifa here. They've been attacking. There's a SWAT vehicle over there driving by. So Antifa has attacked several vehicles driving through. Some vehicles that just look like Bucky trucks or hillbilly trucks. Most of the vehicles they attacked had American flags or Trump stickers or those kind of things on their truck. They were throwing it looked like paint bombs. One truck got paint bombed pretty bad all over the side and the front. They're surrounding it. They're mobbing it. The police have not stepped in to do anything like that. If you've watched my Twitter, you've seen a few tweets I've shot out. Local known right-wing patriot type guy, Tim, was skating around on an electric skateboard and flying an American flag, or a Trump and Back the Blue flag. And the police did step in and talk to him and told him that he was committing a crime by being in the road, but they have yet to go and address the crowd that's attacking people and vehicles. It's ridiculous. Luis Marquez is walking around the area. Several other known Antifa leaders are walking around the area. It's a very hostile situation that anybody that looks out of place or not part of the Black Bloc or is filming is getting pushed out of the area and threatened, if not attacked. And police are doing nothing. And the police are doing nothing. And the police are doing nothing. I went up and talked to the police earlier, put my camera down out of respect. It's actually not out of respect anymore when I go up to the police. It's because I know that the only hope that I'm going to get them to talk is candidly is if I'm not recording them. But I started asking the officer, I said I was having a really hard time respecting anything at all about police or their institution when police officers are more and more on film, watching crimes happen, watching people get attacked, watching people get hurt and things getting vandalized, and they just watch. They don't do anything. Like, how do I have any respect for policing at all if that's happening? And he stopped me while I was saying that to go call Tim out of the road and address his skateboarding in the road. And then I tried to ask him about that again. He said he claimed he didn't know what I was talking about. He said, I haven't dealt with that. And so he just basically ignored the situation, refused to answer. He claimed that he hasn't dealt with that, and he hasn't done that. But he's 2 blocks away from the crowd of Antifa that's attacking cars, claiming to be unaware of it. I don't understand how law-abiding citizens still wave thin blue line flags or put Back the Blue stickers on. I don't understand how law-abiding citizens still show broad and unwavering support for the institutions of police. Just time after time, we're seeing more and more police just watching crimes happen and then swooping in at events where conservative or right-wing citizens are at an event, and the minute something tiny, littlest things go haywire, they swoop in and crush it. But when they've got large crowds of dozens and sometimes hundreds of Antifa attacking people, and they just sit there and watch it. So I do not understand why people are still saying Back the Blue or wave the thin blue line flags. I don't get it. You need to treat each officer independently. Oh, yeah. Each officer independently by their character and their content and your personal interaction with them. That broad, sweeping approval of police institutions they don't deserve it anymore. The police institutions do not deserve that broad, unwavering support. But anyways, I haven't been streaming because there's really no point in me streaming. I'm about 2 blocks away from the crowd. You guys know that I don't like just filming drama. So yeah, I could walk back in there and get chased out again and walk back in there and get chased out again. But there's no value in that other than just stirring people's emotions up. Having that happen once on camera this morning was more than enough to show what's happening here. And Von Michelle sends $5 super chat. Sometimes the head of the snake has to be removed before change can take place. Anyways, so there's still a crowd of, I don't know, probably 100 to 200 people here at least. And attacking cars that come by that disapprove of them at all, or have patriotic or any ideology, stickers or flags on their vehicle that it goes against the Antifa crowd. It's just ridiculous. Like, why are we paying for police forces in these cities? Why are the taxes paying for them if they're not going to stop crimes? Why are police forces in municipalities allowing these groups to do this stuff? Getting chilly out today too. It's cold. It's getting cold. Just ludicrous. Why, if there's a crowd of people dressed up like gang members, all mobbed in one spot, and every time a car with a flag drives by, they all rush into the road, block the road, and attack the car, why isn't the city immediately rushing in there and putting a quash to that? Arrest them all. That's not a protest. I'm live streaming right now. What did that car want?
He just wanted to know what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
Because he doesn't even know what black bloc is.
It blows me away that people are still, like, this has been happening for years all over the U.S. and people are still unaware of it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's been happening since the 90s, I think? The 80s, I think? I don't remember.
I know that Antifa organized in the U.S. in the 80s, but really it's been reasonable to not know about it until about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Definitely in the last year, I don't understand how any Americans are unaware of what Antifa is.
I honestly don't know either. I mean, I used to be just like these people when I was a lot younger. I believed exactly like they do. But that was until I actually started reading, so...
Well, I used to be a bleeding heart liberal, but I never thought it was okay to attack people and force people to do things because they disagreed with me. It's a clear sign of people that are led by emotion. If they automatically assume that the other person is evil because they disagree with them, it's because they assume that person has evil emotions because they're led by emotions. So if the person that agrees with them, they must be led by their evil emotions. My gimbal is funking up right now.
It's probably because you dropped it.
No, it's just the phone's too big for it. Come on, gimbal.
What kind of phone is that?
You got photos of what?
No. What kind of phone is that?
Oh, this is iPhone 12.
Well, what I would recommend, like, if... Jeez. Okay, there you go.
There we go.
Oh, dang on time. No, but if it does that, just do this because I got an auto box defender and it comes with a clip.
Yeah.
Case, so I just clip it on.
I've been dealing with the technical stuff. There's like really no answer to like perfectly get everything to work for streaming. To attach a battery, attach a microphone, to stabilize it. It's like a give take. It's cold out here, huh?
Just a tad bit.
Some things are scary about this kind of stuff because things like this, even though they don't crack down on the stuff, legislators will use this stuff to like encroach upon citizens' rights so that they can say that they're having the power and authority to come in here and quash this stuff, but they use these things to to take away more civil rights and more constitutional rights of people. Like, we've got to have more control in order to keep you safe. But like, if they just dealt with the crimes they were seeing, it wouldn't be an issue. Just the fact that there's a group telling citizens, several citizens have been chased out of the Capitol grounds today. Just the fact of that is enough for the police to come in and arrest all those people. You can't have a mob telling people who can and cannot be on public property or state property. Oh, this gimbal. I'm just gonna turn the gimbal off. Have to get one of those 5 pound, like 15 pound gimbals like Preacher has. Did you film anything? I'm gonna have to start just wearing a uniform to every event that I go in. My goal has always been to dress in a way to draw at least attention to me at any event I go to, whether it's a right-wing event or Antifa event or any kind of event. It's always been my goal just to be able to be filming there without drawing attention to myself. But as that becomes less and less possible, because people are always trying to figure out who's there, who's who, and that kind of thing, I'm just going to have to come out in a villain report uniform, clearly showing who I am. So I feel like I'm going to have to just go into these things, get attacked, file a police report, walk back into it, get attacked, file a police report. I don't even know if that'll help. You've seen what they do to people on the right. Like, they're trying to prosecute Joey Gibson for a riot. I've met the guy. While he might have a lot of enthusiasm or zealousness on his beliefs and stuff, I've not known him to be out there attacking people or to be causing harm or violence or riot. But they're trying to criminalize him as though he was some kind of a riot instigator. Yeah, if numbers would show up, it'd be so nice if like 1,000 people showed up. If a couple thousand people showed up to this, it would just seem wonderful. Like, if every time these guys showed up in numbers like this, if citizens that didn't want this happening showed up, it would stop real fast. But nobody wants to show up. Everybody's so scared of getting doxxed, and they're losing their corporate job and their comfortable American life that most of us don't even have, that we're trying to scrape at, trying to carve out, trying to hope that we're going to have this American dream. And so many people are more willing to hold on to the hope of a possible distant dream than to stand up in the moment. So Maharlika AWA says, tell me why I should lose my job for this. Because your children are going to lose their life for this, and your grandchildren, if you don't. Everybody thinks I'm Antifa driving by. I'm dressed in full black bloc, so there's no. But Yeah, the reason why you should risk losing your job for this is because if you don't, this is going to take over, and your children are going to lose their lives, their freedom to think, their ability to determine their own destiny, their own beliefs. That's why you should risk losing your job. Roxanne 1776 says, get some lunch. Sends $25 super chat. Thank you, Roxanne. I think I want to create a group of strong men that don't want to fight, that don't want to instigate, and don't want to cause problems, but just to walk, just every time there's an event like this, just walk in filming as a group together and just show the world what happens just by walking into one of these events. Comes Luis again. I don't even know why he covers his face. Like, everybody knows who he is. So Vama Shah sends another $5 super chat. She says, think of the evidence for trial, all that goes on to be documented. Answer everything with every no with the yes. Think like a lawyer when filming. Mary Melissa sends $5 super chat. Thank you. And there's Luis again. Come over here to heckle me and cost me. Hey, Luis, are you meeting with your, every time you go to this building over here, are you meeting with your Fed informants over there? Like, I've seen you guys go into that building over there several times for like 15 minutes at a time, and then you come back. Are you going and meeting with your informants? So I think that, see, he's going in this building right across the street over there. He walks into that parking garage or whatever. I don't know. Looks like every 45 minutes or so. So I assume he's going to inform on to his government contact. Like, maybe I sound crazy, maybe I'm insane, but like, why else aren't the police doing anything while this group is attacking there? So now he's not going to walk in there now. But every time he's gone straight across the street there and gone in that parking garage for like 20 minutes and then comes back to the crowd.
Hey.
Hi.
To say thank you.
Oh, thank
you. Are Bill in Fort.
Thank you,
I
man.
appreciate it. I live in Portland. I've supported you a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
I just came down here to pray.
Just be sure, whatever you say, I am live streaming right now, so just...
I just came down here to pray, just to say,
Thank you.
wake people up to what they're hearing from string pullers above, trying to get them to hate.
Yeah.
They're believing lies. So I'm gonna just keep praying about that.
It's so hard, because that's part of what I'm so
Yeah.
frustrated about. It's just like they're so full of hate and they're being so deceived and lied to that they think they're doing good things by hurting people and destroying property and
I'm totally with you on that.
I know that there's a lot of people in that crowd that are just utter deviants doing things that are wrong, that they know are wrong, but there are a lot of people in those crowds that they are just deluded and they think they're doing good.
Even the ones who are deviant, at the core, have been lied to as well about who they are, about their future.
It's a human condition, right?
It is. It's so that's my prayer. Even though I was parked a little too close for when they were rushing trucks.
Yeah.
That was right by my car, so I moved. But I'm like, these are the ages of my kids and grandkids.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit by and be passive and go, oh dear, that looks troubling. I'm going to pray. I'm going to tell other people to pray. I'm going to share information with people and say, we don't have to stand by and watch this just happen. Well, I was down here a few weeks ago and it was really positive. It was only 50 people.
Yeah.
But we were here saying positive things about saving children, basically, little kids.
Are you okay being on camera, or would you like to stay off camera?
I don't know what I look like. But
You look fine. I just don't like to put citizens on camera very often because I don't like
to. If you have something to ask me,
Yeah.
that's cool.
But yeah. And one thing is frustrating about this, and people will call you conspiracy theory if you call this a communist uprising, but they call it themselves. They say this is a communist uprising themselves. But the sad thing to me about it,
to the starters of that too.
Yeah, if you look
And they've
into
also
communist
been
revolutions in other countries, the people that get it started like this are the first wave of people that get executed.
I was just going to say the very thing. Also, I've asked my adult kids who are in their 30s who say communitarianism, Mom, not communism. Socialism, Mom, not communism. I'm like, well, they kind of go together and they disintegrate to that. And where has it worked? And they're like, yeah, it hasn't worked, but it will work here. And I thought, why? Because we have a lot of resources? That'll only last so long. You know, you really have to look at the bigger picture. You have to step back and see who drove those, what was their core beliefs, and is that really what train you want to hitch to? Because maybe the end of it is really about this idea that a few elites will then have power. But I heard that when the generals were starting to make noise, the idea is that they had to teach those generals, hey, wait a minute, after a revolution, the first ones to go are the disloyal ones. They want the loyal ones because, you know, they've got to keep loyalty to the party. And I even feel sorry for China and North Korea because they've also believed these things. Nirvana doesn't work. It's not, this earth is not about nirvana. It's about understanding. They were giving us tolerance for 2 whole generations, and now we're doing this. I just want to get out and say, hey, some of you are my kids' ages. What did your parents teach you? You know, treat the other person, the golden rule.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, while they're hitting you and cussing at you and defaming you, they're calling you, calling me a fascist while they're doing that. Like, while they are telling people where they can talk, where they can be, what they can say, what they can't say, what they can and cannot do, they're calling me the fascist. It's insane.
I know they're fighting control by being controlling, and they don't even realize they're being totally used. I mean, that's the thing that breaks my heart. I'm not even angry. I'm more heartbroken.
Yeah.
I'm like, look at these kids. They are believing things that are really going to hurt them, and they don't realize it. And maybe they're getting paid, but money is just through your fingers and it's gone.
I don't really get angry about this stuff either. It just really weighs heavy on me, bums me out. When I go into those crowds and I see so many people, their faces are just consumed with anger and hate. It hurts. It hurts seeing them like that. It's just like,
And to think that they have to physically hurt others and tear down in order to get a new society. That's not how you get a new society either. But again, it's sort of like, where are your history lessons? What professors told you this was really going to give you something that you'd really like?
Yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen my kids' some of their beliefs be torn down in school, and it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Because that professor's going more off by his ego than he is about the future of that kid that he's just influenced.
Yeah.
You have to think about the bigger picture. You really have to look down into the future and see, where does this go?
It's just hard. There's a whole generation that's being manipulated and lied to and is lost.
I saw a sign that said Q down there, but it was a rainbow sign. And I was like, is that Q? What is that? I think it is. And then maybe I'll have to
If it's on a rainbow sign, it probably means queer.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, the polarization should stop. And we regular tax-paying, job-working citizens with families really do need to come out and have our voices heard in a safe way. I don't think voting is the way to go. Since voting has been scrapped, we don't trust voting anymore. We have to change our laws about that or go back to the original laws.
Well, showing up would even help voting, because if like a good portion of the people that did not want to see this stuff happening, if they just came out peacefully and stood out in numbers and showed the numbers, you don't have to do anything, just show up. That would show people that they're not in the minority, because people don't see anybody coming out, so they think that they're in the minority, but they're not.
I was here at 11:30, and I did see some groups of people that looked like they were here. They weren't dressed all in black, and they looked like they were probably here to show up a little, but there weren't very many.
Yeah.
And I don't know where they are. They're in cars.
Well, I don't know what this Antifa group today is in response to a American First convoy that was supposed to come from Sandy, Oregon.
I talked to some of the people about that last 2 weeks ago, and they said there was going to be something here, but they didn't really say exactly what it was.
Yeah, I don't know if things happen and then they just didn't get on the road when they said they were going to be, because they were supposed to be here at 12, or if they were never planning on coming here in the first place and it was just to get Antifa riled up. Either way, that kind of stuff, it demoralizes people.
Two trucks were stopped and chased. I mean, maybe not stop the convoy.
I don't think so.
Bust the windshield with a baseball bat. I mean, maybe you're not really willing to do.
Yeah, but it's from Sandy, Oregon. Most of the people up in Sandy have been to all these rallies, and it's a group of people that are used to that kind of stuff.
I think it was a false.
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't. I came here today, and yesterday I figured that it was only going to be an Antifa crowd, and that there wasn't going to be a conservative crowd. I came just to film the Antifa crowd because that's what I believed. But just being here, it's kind of disappointing that a group would do that, and maybe they're trying to make them look stupid, like showing up for nothing. But at the same time, like if you mess with the conservatives' morale, it's gonna make even less people come out to these things.
Well, the people last week that talked about, I contacted a few, said, is there another one of those, gatherings to talk about the kids and pray? And they said, oh, we heard Antifa's going to be there, so we're not going. There's like 2 or 3 people that actually really do care about the state, have lived here a long time, don't want to see it go to the dogs,
Yeah.
So,
Thank you for the $5 super chat, Bonnie.
just
That's one thing sad too, because a lot of people were just talking about moving out of the Pacific Northwest and going to red states. The Pacific Northwest is an awesome area. It's so beautiful and amazing. I don't like the weather here in the winter, but
the state itself isn't really all blue. It's a mix. Although it's more, of course, polarized in Portland and Eugene. I've lived here for many years, and there's a lot of very conservative areas. So I think there's both. There's been tolerance for a long time.
yeah, I wish.
It doesn't fit the narrative. We're a calm, peaceful, laid-back Pacific Northwest. Live and let live. We are a melting pot. No, that hasn't fit the narrative. So, I'm trying to convince us we all need to yeah, I really resent the fact that my kids, when they were young, if they did anything stupid, like carve something on a bench while they were waiting for the bus, they could get a felony on their record for life. And these folks are going into stores, private stores, and wrecking it.
Yeah.
I guess saying, oh, insurance will cover it. I'm making a statement. Well, wait a minute. How come you're getting off for that?
Yeah.
It's, that's what law and order
I-
it's to save everybody.
I talked about this on one of my streams. I talked to a business owner, a small business in downtown Portland area, and she didn't want to be on camera, understandably. I wish she would have because her voice was so powerful. But she told me, yeah, they came by and they destroyed all her window front. And she said, yeah, it's all covered by insurance, but there's a $4,000 deductible that she does not have.
Haven't we been hit hard enough for business this year?
Yes, yes.
That's part of the teardown. At the end of the day, I think all will be held accountable. So that's obviously good. I don't think we're just here alone, just duking it out as elevated Darwinians. I do think there's a God. I do think there's a judgment.
I do too, and that's been weighing heavy on me lately, just like focusing on the afterworld. Yeah, I just when things are so corrupt in society and it looks like things are going to keep getting more and more corrupt, like sometimes I have to start thinking like you can't put your investment in this place. You've got to invest in the next place. And if more people would do that, this place would get better.
It's hard to know how things will go. Some days it looks like we really are going to be taken over by China and there's nothing we can do about it. And other days it looks like, oh, these things will work out and we'll get back to normal. I don't mean normal like pre-COVID normal. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
But I mean more like humans will wake up and find that humans are the neighbors.
Did he just get his window broken out?
Yeah.
I'm going to go try to interview him real quick. So they got a SWAT team showing up. SWAT teams are coming in. Looks like we got right-wingers showing up. Hey, you want to come in? I'm gonna go up there. I think right wingers are coming in. You guys want to come in with me? How you guys doing?
Good.
You guys conservatives or boogaloo or what?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I'm Villain Report. I'm a conservative or a
howdy.
middle of the road.
So that should be clear.
Nice to meet you. You guys want to be on camera or no?
I don't care.
So who are you guys? What do you say?
Patriots?
Patriots? What are you saying?
I was told I should meet you by someone who watched you.
Thank you. Yeah, I saw the SWAT team's getting ready to come in. Oh, there's that guy's red truck. You guys want to give me security? We shouldn't need it over here, but this is the cops. All right. They're supposedly around here showing up. I don't know. Sir, sir, I'm Villain Report. No, I'm not. I'm Villain Report. I came in here, got chased out earlier. Can I talk to you about what just happened to your car? Did Antifa break your car window? Yeah? You guys can look at my stream from earlier on YouTube. If you get a chance, come talk to me. They chased me out a couple hours ago here. How come you guys aren't stopping that? They're over there attacking cars. They've attacked several people today. Hey, can I come talk to you? I can talk to you? So I'm Villain Report. I've been filming Antifa on these riots for, I think I've seen you before. Yeah. Yeah, he was dressed like 12 monkeys or something one time, wasn't he? He had like a fur coat on.
I don't know.
I think I interviewed you guys here one time. So his window just got busted out?
This is actually my truck.
Oh, okay, your truck?
Yeah.
Did this, oh my goodness, they just put, is this just happened?
Yes, sir.
So this is what's happening here at the Salem State Capitol. Here's a stick that they bashed through the window. It's covered in paint and all kinds of liquids just because they drove by having flags on. This window was broken before or just now?
Just now.
Broke the window out. This has happened. Several vehicles have been attacked already today, and the police have not gone in and done anything to that crowd yet. This has happened to several vehicles. This is the worst of the vehicles so far, but the police aren't doing anything. Look at that. They stuck a branch through their windshield. Americans, Oregonians, Pacific Northwest people, this is getting ridiculous. Several vehicles have been attacked. Several people have been attacked over there, and the crowd is yet to be approached by the police. So he's yelling at the cops because he's mad because they're not doing anything, and he's got a back the blue flag on the back of his truck.
Why do you think this is funny? Yeah, we pulled up to the over there to use the bathroom. Okay, and they enveloped us.
Those guys.
The Antifa that's over there. Have you guys seen them? Have you seen Antifa? They've been all day. Well, there's 100, 200, 300 of them over there.
Okay.
There's nobody else, no cops, nobody else, no citizens. They're ready to fucking brawl.
And how many people were there that threw it at you?
Oh, all of them. It was constant. Just look at the truck. They destroyed the truck. Really, this guy's a reporter for Antifa. Okay. So I can give you guys.
So I'm going to step away so he doesn't get his private information on the live stream. So did you guys get hurt?
You know, duck and cover.
Yeah. No injuries or anything?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, paint all over you and stuff, but that's about it. Yeah, sorry that happened to you. It's just so crazy that this kind of stuff keeps happening, and they're you guys should sue the city and get them to pay for this. They've been watching, the police have been watching them do this for hours. You guys are like not even close to the first vehicle that's been attacked today, and they've done nothing about it. The city has a right, an obligation to keep order, and they're just watching them attack citizens and attack vehicles. They're doing nothing about it. You need to go demand that the city pay for this. Do you have a Cash App that you want to shout out? No? Do you have a Venmo or anything like that?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't need that.
Well, people will help you fix
I
this.
don't think that's the right message. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I got insurance.
Yeah, but people will help you. In the comments right now, I've got 822 people watching. I'm going to ask you guys in the comments, are you guys interested in helping her get her car fixed?
Do they like see my face right now?
Yeah, I'm on live stream. Yeah. Okay, so there's a whole, now it's just like firing up. There's all kinds of people saying that yes, they'd like to help.
Show them my new rims. I just got my rims. How cool are those rims?
I like the blacked out look.
I know.
So you don't have a Snapchat. Do you have a Twitter or something you want to shout out so that you can create a Cash App and then people could help you out with this?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, how about, are you familiar with my platform,
What platform?
Villain Report?
Villain Report. Are you on like Twitter or something?
So you can find me on Twitter at Villain Report, VILLAIN. Got paint all over your phone too, huh? Man, I'm sorry they did that to you.
Could be worse, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of people are commenting that patriots don't complain, so they're kind of respecting your attitude right now. Someone just wrote, "I love her attitude."
Yeah, I got it pretty good.
Yeah.
That's what they don't like, though. I think that's the thing, right? They're like, oh, you should pay for us because you have everything or something. I
Yeah.
don't even know what their thing is. Okay, so what's your thing?
So it's Villain Report on Twitter at Villain VILLAIN Report REPORT. And then it'll be the black and white skull and crossbones flag.
Oh, cool. I think I've seen that.
Okie doke. Hit me up with the DM, and so I can have your contact, and then we'll figure out how you can create. It's really easy to create a Cash App,
Okay.
and then people can donate and help you get this fixed.
Okay.
All right, just send me a DM, and I'll.
Hold on.
What'd you say?
I don't think. Which one is you?
Let me see where. Let me see. Go to the top. Where's
Villain Report?
so no space.
Oh.
Go. So you have the I and the A backwards. Everybody thinks
Oh.
it's spelled that way, but it's actually spelled AIN.
I'm not a very good speller, so.
Me neither. It's one of my worst traits. There we go. It just came. That's it.
There you are.
So
Follow.
oh, yeah, send me. Go into there
Okay.
and send me a DM.
That's a message.
Yep. Just say, hey, my name is whatever. and then and make sure that you, because a lot of people send me messages sometimes.
I'll
Make
say
sure
the
that you
girl
tell
with
me
the
red truck. Okay, and then I'll hit you up later, and we'll try to figure out how help you get a Cash App, and then I'll blast you out and give people, because a lot of people want to help you with this.
Aw,
So,
thanks.
hey, Villain Report. Sorry that happened to you, man. I think I met you one
I
time
know
at
you.
these events.
I know you.
Yeah. Look at this, you guys. They bashed. Seriously, you guys. They took a branch and bashed it into his windshield. That is insane. Officer's telling me not to touch, but the owner of the vehicle was fine with me touching. So I don't know what he's dealing with me rather than dealing with the Antifa people. You notice when he was giving his report, the officers were acting as though they weren't aware that there's hundreds of Antifa over at the Capitol grounds. These cops are treating these people like they're the problem. Several police agencies have told patriot groups in the Pacific Northwest, Salem, Portland. Oh, look at this.
You let us all down.
Repeatedly.
Repeatedly. All of you let us down. All of you. Hope you have family. That's my life. That's far. Not out there with our life. Could have been worse. I had to drive through that box. You know it's over there. You know it's over there. I don't know who's telling you to stand down. But at some point, some of your family, your kids, they're running it. It's a pathetic. I'm not scared of them. Someone's gonna die.
So as I was saying, these cops were taking the statements from these two and being very hostile. You could see what I saw on camera. She's taking pictures of her now. Well, I guess she's trying to get the paint covered on her. The cops were playing dumb, act like they didn't know the crowd was over there, act like they didn't know who did this to the truck. Asking, like, interrogating them as though why they're being so upset, why they're driving through the area. It's ridiculous. Look at that branch. See how much force it takes to throw something through a windshield?
I don't know. Like, what sane person says, be calm, don't yell after this?
I never said you should be calm. I said I'd be pissed off as well.
Thank you.
No.
So I've been talking to a few people that also looking at the communist takeovers of countries. Recently we've had conversations, and one of the things that is a common theme is that the society starts to criminalize innocent citizens and victimize criminals.
7Z45? I'm not going to complain. I was just wondering your name.
I'm gonna go film this. Looks like they're moving in finally. Yes, think if there's no citizen journalists out here filming this stuff, showing cars getting attacked, showing that car getting attacked to that extent. Hey, let's go around this building, come out the other side, so that we're not behind them.
Attention, this is the Salem Police Department. This has been declared an unlawful assembly pursuant to Oregon Revised Statute.
I'm sure you said you've been in these things before, but be careful they'll come and get us if they.
Well, if they say back off, I'll back off. So.
Yeah.
If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure to disperse.
You know which way is north?
Which way is north?
May result in force used against you to include.
Do you know which way north is?
Fuck if I know.
I think north is that way.
I wish I bought my compass.
Brought your what?
I wish I bought my compass.
Yeah.
Unlawful assembly pursuant to Oregon Revised Statute, disorderly conduct 166025. You are all commanded to disperse from this location immediately. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure to disperse or comply with these orders may result in force used against you to include impact weapons, munitions, and tear gas.
I don't know which way is north.
Attention, this is the Salem Police Department. This has been declared an unlawful assembly pursuant to Oregon Revised Statute, disorderly conduct 166025. You are all commanded to disperse from this location immediately. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure to disperse or comply with these orders may result in force used against you to include impact weapons, munitions, and tear gas. Attention, this is the Salem Police Department. This has been declared an unlawful assembly pursuant to Oregon Revised Statute, disorderly conduct 166025. You are all commanded to disperse from this location immediately. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure to disperse or comply with these orders may result in force used against you to include impact weapons, munitions, and tear gas. Attention, this is the Salem Police Department. This has been declared an unlawful assembly pursuant to Oregon Revised Statute, disorderly conduct 166025. You are all commanded to disperse from this location immediately. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure to disperse or comply with these orders may result in force used against you to include impact.
I'm gonna step behind you guys, excuse me.
Munitions and tear gas. Attention, this is the Salem Police Department. This has been declared an unlawful assembly.
$5 super chat from Jason. Says so they do whatever they want, just get told to leave. Wow.
025. You are all commanded to disperse from this location immediately. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure
Lady looks terrified.
to comply with these orders may result in force used against you to include impact weapons, munitions, and tear gas.
So notice how the Antifa streamers are in between the crowd being dispersed and the police, standing in between them.
Attention, this is the Salem Police Department. This has been declared an unlawful assembly pursuant to Oregon Revised Statute, disorderly conduct 166025. You are all commanded to disperse from this location immediately. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure to disperse or comply with these orders may result in force used against you to include impact weapons, munitions, and tear gas.
Look at the Antifa press standing in between the crowd being dispersed and the police dispersing the crowd.
Attention, this is the Salem Police Department. This has been declared an unlawful assembly pursuant to Oregon Revised Statute, Disorderly Conduct 166025. You are all commanded to disperse from this location immediately. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure to disperse or comply with these orders may result in force used against you, to include impact weapons, munitions, and tear gas.
Get out of the tank and say that! Not me and say that, you little bitch! Come out here and say it one-on-one, you little bitch! Let's see what happens.
Don't know.
I don't even understand the
Who are the people responsible in our government in positions of power that are allowing these things to be the officers to stand down?
If you put this much effort into white supremacy, or even half, if you put half of this effort into white supremacy and stopping it,
What I would like to see is if the police departments actually are wanting to do the law and they're caught in a place where they can't uphold the law because of stand-down orders, for them to do walkouts.
times 120 plus overtime, so we just spent $74,000 for these last 3 hours. That's pretty awesome. We got all this money for war, but we can't do shit for the border.
Attention, this is the Salem Police Department. This has been declared an unlawful assembly pursuant to Oregon Revised Statute, Disorderly Conduct 166025. You are all commanded to disperse from this location immediately. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure to disperse or comply with these orders may result in force used against you, to include impact weapons, munitions, and tear gas.
Some people are yelling that they were just standing on the sidewalk. Why can't they just stand on the sidewalk? But there's plenty of evidence against that there was people in vehicles being attacked repeatedly.
Attention, this is the Salem Police Department. This has been declared an unlawful assembly pursuant to Oregon Revised Statute, Disorderly Conduct 166025. You are all commanded to disperse from this location immediately. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure to disperse or comply with these orders may result in force used against you, to include impact weapons, munitions, and tear gas. Attention, this is the Salem Police Department. This has been declared an unlawful assembly pursuant to Oregon Revised Statute.
This should have happened a couple hours ago.
166025. You are all commanded to disperse from this location immediately. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure to disperse or comply with these orders may result in force used against you, to include impact weapons, munitions, and tear gas. Attention, this is the Salem Police Department. This has been declared an unlawful assembly pursuant to Oregon Revised Statute, Disorderly Conduct 166025. You are all commanded to disperse from this location immediately. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure to disperse or comply with these orders may result in force used against you, to include impact weapons,
It's giving this young woman up there is giving me the two number one symbols, telling me to F you, villain.
Attention, this is the Salem Police Department. This has been declared an unlawful assembly pursuant to Oregon Revised Statute, Disorderly Conduct 166025. You are all commanded to disperse from this location immediately. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be subject to arrest. You need to move to the north. Please move to the north now. Failure to disperse or comply with these orders may result in force used against you, to include impact weapons, munitions, and tear gas.
What do you guys think? Is the dispersal enough? Like they were attacking people and vehicles for a couple hours. Should they be making mass arrests, or is the dispersal enough? Yeah, I thought that's what she was saying. She's giving me the two number one. She's like a double number one fan. Gathering up all their shields and paraphernalia. That's weird. So I'm in full support of the police when they uphold their oaths and they keep peace in society and break stuff up like this, but they just watched it for a couple hours. Hey, do I have moderators in the chat here? Do I have any moderators in this chat? You guys, I'm seeing a bunch of statements and comments in the chat. So if you guys are moderating, could you hit the comments pretty hard with deletions? Just the press that's left, the Antifa press. Getting nasty icky out here, windy and cold. At least it's mostly dry today, so it could be worse. It's mostly dry today. Police are dispersing now. We'll see if Antifa reconvenes on the area the minute they leave. Tim Lowry says, I'll put in for some Antifa tears, starting with mini Tifa. Yeet, yeet. No, super chat. Thanks, Tim. I know I missed a few of you guys, sorry. Mr. Robot says, why arrest if DA won't prosecute? Keep up the good work, you're showing the truth. I don't know, I think this is in Salem, so I don't know what the DA has been doing down here, but I think the Salem DA actually prosecutes these guys. But then again, I don't know if that's true or not. All I know is that the Portland DA, call me Mike, does not prosecute hardly anything. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Villain Report, kind of a central streamer. I've been streaming Antifa. You know, what brings you guys out here today?
Oh, just enjoy the show.
Yeah.
How about you?
Come out and film it and show people what's going on. Like, I don't think that they would have came in here and pushed. I don't know if you saw why they had just pushed. They were attacking people and cars mostly for a couple hours. And then they attacked the hell out of this one red car just a little bit ago. I don't know if you saw it. They parked over there.
I missed the car. We got a distress call to the corner down here, and we showed up.
Oh, yeah.
Are you having fun over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Have a good
why
time.
don't you leave?
Yeah, you can piss off anytime now.
Don't you dare touch me, dude.
Just shut up, you fat bitch. Just get out of here.
But anyways, they actually threw a branch straight through the windshield of the car, broke his driver's window, cut up his arm, threw paint all over inside the van or the truck also.
Your victim mentality, seriously, that's the biggest problem with you. Like,
I'm a victim. Strong man attacking. I'm standing in front of her. And
I know you're attacking. You're getting attacked. Oh my god, you must be so oppressed. I'm sure. Yeah, no, we must be super oppressing you right now.
So oppressed.
I know, right?
So tough.
I know. I really am. There's about sitting around trying to be a victim.
Yeah. So what are you guys' thoughts on the police right now? Because a lot of people are starting to get rid of their. I've gone back and forth. If you watch my platform,
We're just filming on fucking Instagram. Let people see
I don't
shit.
want you on. I don't want you on.
Let people see what's going on down
You get
here.
your point across.
What the fuck
swearing?
are you
Oh my
coming
God.
across for me for,
You're
huh?
losing all of your fucking any credibility you had right now by swearing right now. Like, you just need to piss
but a lot of people want to back the law enforcement and law and order and stuff. But we see more and more of them just watching crimes happen and not doing anything. That's very demoralizing.
Think about the irony of this, right? Think about the irony here. So we've got two kids in Sherwood, Oregon, 21 years old, 24-year-old brothers. They're in federal custody right now because they were at the Capitol building, right? They're being held on all kinds of charges, like, you know, every charge they could throw at them, right?
Yes.
One of them, they won't let him out, they say, because he's a flight risk. He's 24 years old, hardworking kid out of city, right? So they won't let these boys out, all kinds of federal charges, because they were at the Capitol. And there's, you know, they show pictures of them being, yeah, they're inside the building, along with, you know, hundreds of other people there.
Yeah.
But what are the charges, you know, are to this? Then you come out here and you see people driving by, Antifa rushing in the street, throwing rocks at them, breaking windows, causing havoc, and destroying people's property, attacking people. But that's okay. Just get, you know, eventually the cops come, they push them back and call it all good. But nobody's arrested for beating up anybody. Nobody's arrested for destroying other people's property. And you go into Portland, and what do you see in Portland? You see they attack the federal building, they firebomb it, they try to set it on fire, they attack police, they hit them with pepper spray, they throw things at them, they jump on their cars, they bust windows, they bust the hoods of their cars, they run the police out of the street. Nobody gets arrested. But if some people charge into the Capitol building, oh man, we're scared. We were scared for our lives. All this drama and just disgusting, right? Disgusting.
I agree. One thing that's bewildered me.
You see this, you see what goes on in Portland, and nothing happens to these people. But yet, federal charges for this, that, and the other thing, but no federal charges for attacking the federal building in Portland, and federal officers and police officers attacking their cars and destroying them blatantly and flagrantly, and nothing happens to them.
That's probably been one of the most disturbing things I've seen last year is the blatant political bias in prosecution. Like the few times that the conservative or right-wing patriot, whatever you want to call that side of the spectrum, the few times that they're out actually doing things close to being crime, they get prosecuted heavily. But the many times the left is out doing blatant crimes, they rarely get prosecuted. Like there's a lot of patriot types in Oregon that are sitting in jail and they're just catching and release the Antifa.
Well, it's a war on conservatism is really what it's come down to.
Yeah.
We're trying to silence all of us by being bullies, and a lot of the police have their hands tied by the corrupt political system that Oregon has.
Yeah.
And with our governor flat out supporting Antifa. I saw how that works for Ted Wheeler. That's what they do.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some person that can work for you.
Have you guys been watching Ted Wheeler's turn in his tune lately? And since the election is over, like it's like I like it in some way because he's actually like starting to deal with things or making it look like he is. But in the other way, it's just like, where were you for the last 4 years, dude?
He was used by the left. He was used by Nancy Pelosi and by the governor, that whole group all together as a plan together to accomplish their political objectives. Once they got that objective and now they have control, they're running around like tyrants, and they're doing everything they can to take strip us of as many rights as we can. Look what just happened on Thursday in the state of Oregon when they had a vote, right? Account six Republicans, supposed Republicans, were supposed to, should have walked out on the vote against 554, but they didn't, right? And they show up and they vote no on it. But that doesn't matter. They knew. I mean, it's a joke, right? They show up as if and vote no, so they can say, well, go back to the constituents. Well, we voted no. Well, what you should have done is not shown up. But then last year when they pulled that same thing where they didn't show, so they couldn't have a quorum, right, on the vote.
Yeah.
Now the governor, being a tyrant, she puts in a rule that tells them they go get their per diem if they don't show up to quote to work. But they are at work because they're working for the constituents. We ask them not to show up because they don't want them to be able to push anything that they want just because they have a super majority. So they are actually at work if you think about it. They're doing what their constituents are asking them to do. So now those fines from last year, those fines got paid by citizens, private groups raised them up, said, fine, we'll pay your fines or we'll pay your per diem, so don't worry about it. We ask you to do it. Now this year, she knows that they're going to use the same tactics because that's been in place for decades, right? For lots of it, and it's been used on both sides all the time. There's a reason that you have to have a quorum. It's to keep the tyrant majority from ramroding everything that they want against the rules of the minority. So
right? did that was that the gun bill?
The gun bill
that passed?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And so now what she does is she tells them now she's going to fine them $500, and they're not allowed to take private money to pay for it. So it's no matter what you're doing, she's creating rules to build so that they can do anything that they want, and strangling making up their own rules to stop the legislative process that the people have voted for to happen. They close the legislature so that citizens can't even come in.
Yeah.
It's constitution. It's in the Oregon Constitution.
And I've seen a lot of reports about how the electronic system of giving testimony somehow keeps malfunctioning when conservatives are trying to testify.
Every time I've tried to get, I'm online, I'm holding, we're trying to get in there and testify, suddenly it drops. Suddenly you can't get through. Suddenly the whole screen is white,
Well, me and my group of friends, we all had something very similar kind of happen with the mail-in, actually. Is all of our signatures got rejected, even though we've had the same signature since high school, same exactly the same that we do. And every time I try and vote, they send it back saying signature does not match with our record. I'm not 100% sure, but I think since we're more conservative, that's the way it's suppressing.
Yeah. It's crazy because these people are the ones that are screaming that they're fighting for the democratic process, but they're like stifling it at every chance they can and trying to turn it into tyranny.
They don't see their
Yeah.
just to see them trying to justify what they do with this bullshit slogan.
There's a phrase that I like. The phrase is, what you do speaks so loud I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, words don't matter much. You gotta walk the walk. I don't care about your words very much.
You say one thing all you want, legislation, try to make it sound all pretty, paint it with pretty words, call it politically correct, you can call it black
Black Lives Matter, you can call it whatever you want to use these terms, and however you want to paint it, because it sounds like a nice term. No, we can't disagree, but you just want to pretty words. Yeah, but what is the real intent behind the words, you know, and what is the driving force and the political force behind that?
And they're incredibly smart with how they did it.
Well, no, they're great
The
at it.
average person who isn't involved and isn't actively, engaged in, the everyday Antifa, the far left and the radical left.
You got something to say? Come on over. We're here.
There's still people that don't even
Right here.
aren't even aware that. Can you do me a favor since I'm live streaming? Can you?
I can't hear you.
What do you need? Can you put behind?
You want to find out?
The Antifa's over there heckling them. Citizens have had enough, man. They've had enough of these people just running amok through society without any. Look at that. Look at that. This is a broken flagpole, dowel rod. I would guess that was broken on a vehicle. Another one up here I was coming to look at. It's the one of their flags got left behind. There's supposedly flags, but there's some pretty hefty dowel rods on here. It's an 1.5-inch dowel rod. It's heavy too. This is not like killing dried lumber. This is a heavy dowel rod. These are weapons. Does anybody want an official riot Antifa flag? Well, I don't think anything's gonna happen there, so I'll walk off. Get out of here. Let's go. I'm gonna end my stream here. I'll get on a little later and touch base with you guys.